Hey guys, today I was inspired to do a sort of mini garden tour, as in like a tour of the little things, the things that we don't normally touch on in the big tour, or just the little things that I see in the plants that I find pretty interesting, but again, I don't cover in the big tour because, there's so much to get through. So consider this a half tour or a mini tour. Yesterday I noticed some new path plants. I'm pretty sure these are lettuce seedlings, probably from the lettuces that were over here where the zinnias are. And then they're nestled among some of the other timely weeds. I think this might be wood sorrel. But it's really interesting to look at the weeds that pop up in your garden and see that they are, season dependent. And you can see some of the season change in the different types of weeds that you're starting to see come up in your garden. And down here on the ground, we also see these lumps here. You see the way they look like they're a bunch of little balls all stuck together. This, I'm pretty sure, is dried worm poop. Good fertilizer for the garden. Right now, a lot of my weeds are dandelions, and I'm pretty sure that these are telling me that my soil is calcium deficient, because dandelions send this big, long taproot down into the ground and pump calcium up into their leaves. So when the leaves die on top of the soil, the calcium that used to be deep is now up top and more accessible to plants that don't have as deep of taproots. And dandelions tend to really thrive in places where the calcium needs to be pumped up because other stuff isn't choking them out. I've been working on my soil for, a few years now, but there's definitely still a lot to be done, and it could definitely be doing better than it is. Let's dig down together and take an actual look at some of the soil here. Right under my straw, we see it's been dry for a while, first of all. So everything looks kind of dry and cracked. And this honestly still feels very much like clay to me. It's kind of reddish, although this is kind of more what like the red clay would look like. It's hard. It's not easy to dig through. Definitely not ideal, especially because this spot right here is super close to my path, and I don't necessarily do as much composting here right next to the path as I do deeper in the garden. So the spot that we just dug was on this other side of the plants over here. If we come just even a little farther into the garden, let's see what we've got. Still dry, but look at the difference in the color of this soil. Ooh, flower. This is much darker, and you can kind of see that it is not like a mono texture like the other one was. There's like a bunch of different things kind of going on here, and you can see I can more easily push into it. I don't till this soil, but this soil here is fluffy. And that's because of the layers of organic matter that have been put layered and layered upon it. Our spider friend is having a meal right now. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see because it's so hard to get the camera to focus on it. It's eating, I think, a bee, if I'm seeing that properly. Unfortunately, that's the way things go sometimes. Spiders aren't targeting bees, but they do sometimes get caught in the webs. The bee trapped was a European-looking honeybee, whereas these native bees, they're a little larger. I don't think that they would as easily get caught in the web of a spider like that. I've stopped picking the flowers on the blue butterfly pea because we don't have too much longer before the frost. And I need more pods like this full of seeds. There's a low germination rate on these, and so I need quite a few seeds to make sure that I get a healthy patch of these a little sooner in the year next year. I also want to take a look at this nasturtium a little closer. This one has been looking super healthy all season, but it hasn't flowered. And I just don't know why. But let's dig a little deeper into it and just kind of see what we can see. Got some dead tree leaves, some yellowing leaves from the plant itself. That's pretty normal. I see no evidence of any flower buds. Like it's not even trying. It's so interesting. You can see some cut off stems. That's where I've harvested leaves from. And while the plant looks healthy, it's just not flowering. Meanwhile, about 3 feet towards the stairs, this nasturtium has been flowering consistently all season. And because of that, it will make some seeds for me. Well, look, here's one of those seeds. That is 2 nasturtium seeds. Sometimes they come in bunches of 3s. And so because this plant is flowering, I will actually get seeds from it, and then we will plant more of this one that flowers. This one is prettier anyway. It's got all these variegated leaves. And we can kind of take a closer look at some of these blossoms that are pollinated and about to make seeds. It's so interesting that I'm just finding this one seed pod right now, because I feel like this has been flowering super consistently all season, and I have not been pulling all of the flowers. Here's one that's getting ready to bloom. I noticed that I have a new sprout coming up. This little guy right here is a dwarf pea, and it has a friend right there. I planted these in between all my eggplants, just to kind of have something coming up before all the eggplants get taken out, because I'm trying this new thing where I don't leave my soil bare. I'm trying to fill in the gaps as everything is kind of cycling through. Taking a look at the noodle beans. Look at this right here. This is flower buds for the next set of beans coming on. And if you look closely, you can see the ants sometimes wandering through. They like to kind of feed at the tips of all of these. But looking at this plant, I have not picked fresh ones off of it in a long time. These are making beans. You can see they're getting kind of hollow inside, and the bean is forming, and then the casing will dry up and we'll have dried beans inside. But what's interesting is this plant is not slowing down production. If we keep looking up, you see more of those flower buds, more vines. And so this plant is going to keep trying to produce all the way up until the frost kills it, instead of saying, oh, I have this bean right here, this is producing seeds, I can be done. And I'm not sure why that is, but it's really convenient for me. High production variety, Chinese red noodle bean. Right here at the base of the noodle beans we have more babies. More peas. These ones are trellising peas because I planted them next to the trellis. Look at that. I counted my noodle bean plants, by the way, on this entire trellis. I only have 9 plants making all those beans. Let's see. Oh, there's another baby. Hi, Draco. Hi. It's encouraging to see that these are still setting fruits as well, and they're not just flowering. Look at how cute this is. This vine comes down around here and is wrapping up one of the existing noodle beans. Oh, that's so cute. I've got to make sure I don't stay in one area of my garden for too long, because these guys like to come sit by my feet. And if I stand near some seedlings, guess what they sit on? I just want to take a moment to appreciate all the different colors of peppers in this patch. We've got these green. This is kind of the most classic green pepper green. These peppers will ripen to red. I'm pretty sure these are guajillo peppers. We've also got this green, this lighter green. I'm pretty sure this is a, chile de arbol, perhaps? Looks a little bit like a cayenne, but it's that lighter green to start with. It's got a little bit flatter nose. And then down here, this waxy yellow of the Tripodera. These cute little baubles that ripen to orange and then red. Oh, look at all those cute little peppers. And then we've got the purple of the Buena Mulata. Those ripen to orange. That one's halfway through. It'll get a brighter orange than that even. And then if you leave them long enough, they do go red. Oh my goodness. Draco's chasing his own tail. Have y'all seen that meme going around lately where they play that segment of a song from Hamilton? Pride is not the word I'm looking for. But they are my children. Back to the peppers. Look at how deep the shoulders of these poblanos are. It's such a distinguishing characteristic, just how deep in the top that stem goes. Here at the back, we've got plenty of weeds, but also this sunflower stem from earlier in the year. I think something's living in it. If you didn't know, hollowed out stems like this, dead stems, are important habitat for some of your native bees. So leaving these stems, especially over winter, can help increase beneficial pollinators in your garden. Check out how big the ears of corn on my popcorn are. This is my hand, right? It is like 2 hand lengths. My hands are like really average size. They're not super small either. That is gonna be a lot of popcorn. I'm so excited. Oh, and I haven't mentioned the ginger underneath the corn either lately. It still looks really good. Although it's coming to be about time to dig all of this up. We can maybe go look at a more accessible ginger and see how the rhizomes are looking. Here is a ginger near the front. Let's see what we can see down here. So this is the top of a rhizome. You can see it's making more little buds down there, even right now. Other stuff is a little deeper. There's another one I'm starting to uncover right there. This looks like this will probably be a pretty good harvest. Look at this one spot right here. We've got like 4 plants intertwined. We've got the cosmos, we've got the broccoli, the basil, and then down here, sweet potato vine trying to join. Check out how much lighter these new leaves are than the older leaves. I like to look closely at this stuff so that I get a really good gauge of what's normal so that I can tell very quickly when something is abnormal. This ginger that has been surrounded by weeds its whole life is actually doing just as well as the other ones as far as I can tell. Maybe we'll see a difference in the harvest, but definitely above soil it looks just as healthy. And this one, choked out by the lemongrass and the zinnias and the basil, still looks fluffy as all heck. Like it's making some really good rhizomes down there. I actually really love how all of this is kind of melding together. It looks healthy to me. Oh my god, the way the sun is hitting this basil. Look at that deep purple color. Oh my goodness. And with the pink right next to it. This is the prettiest basil. I will always grow this basil. It is the end of September, and my marigolds still look amazing. They are on fire. Wow. Every little bloom is so perfect. Look how many there are. And this is just one plant. One plant given nutrients and space. Look at this bean with the light shining through it. The skin is getting thinner and you see the beans in there. Very cool. It's another spider friend. This one is a writing spider. You can see, if the camera will focus, little squiggles in the middle of the web. Oh. Cat scared it away. It's up on top of this leaf now. Poised for action. Look how big this bee is. There's another one in the background there. The bees are loving this basil. Oh my goodness, I just noticed that the part of my lavender that didn't die is flowering again. How lovely is that? Check out the difference in size between these chamomile blossoms that are making seeds and these ones that are just now starting to flower. Oh, cute and little. And they make these big seed heads. I'm letting these go to seed now as well because, well, I need seeds for next year. Look at that. Look how cute the petals wrap up underneath. Grasshopper friend right here. I see a ton of these in the yard. Not a ton in the garden, but they are all over the yard. I doubt even a swarm of locust could keep back the Bermuda grass. It is far too healthy for that. This grass wants to grow in my sidewalk cracks. It cannot be stopped. Even the deadest of twigs from it, if given water, will reroot and create an infestation. Taking the time to notice and think about all the little things that your plants are doing is going to help you take better care of them. It's going to help you notice when things go wrong. It's going to help you get excited when things are going right. And the more time you spend in your garden, the more time you have to notice those things and take care of the little things before they turn into big things. Spend some time close to the ground. Spend some time at the roots of your plants. Oh, hello, Draco. Spend some time just looking for things to notice and look for those patterns in your plants, in your soil, and just give yourself time to absorb them and appreciate them. I hope you guys have enjoyed this the small things to wear. If you like it, maybe I will do it more often. Probably not every week, but we'll see. So as always, thank you for watching, and if you'd like to watch without ads, you can join my Patreon. Any size contribution gets you access to ad-free videos and also usually early videos. So to those of you who are already supporting me, thank you so much. You're the reason that I don't have to take on a ton of sponsorships to kind of keep this channel growing. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, happy gardening.